They thought I was a surrealist, but I wasn't. I never painted dreams, I painted my own reality. Frida Kahlo. Growing up in Mexico and its culture, I was introduced to many famous historical figures, but one always caught my attention, and that was Frida Kahlo. I've always considered her to be such a strong, independent, resilient woman that went through a lot of hardships in her life and was able to depict them through her paintings, which is what I will be focusing on during my speech. I will be focusing on three of her most famous paintings, which are the Broken Column, Henry Ford Hospital, and the Two Fridas. I will be explaining how they related to certain events in her life and the meaning behind them. To begin, Frida Kahlo went through a lot of suffering and pain throughout her whole life, starting at a very young age due to health complications. She was involved in a bus accident when she was very young. In the article Frida Kahlo, Endurance and Art by Arath Prasad, he states Kahlo's own words regarding the bus crash that she survived. It was a strange collision, not violent, but rather silent, slow, and it harmed everyone, and me most of all. The Broken Column is a painting that she painted right after her spinal surgery. She got spinal surgery due to the bus crash complications that developed throughout the years. In the painting, she depicts herself, since she's most well known for self-portraits. She depicts herself with a metallic corset around her waist, and we can see into her spine, which is metal. Apart from that, there are also nails going into her body and tears running down her face, which are a symbol of pain. However, although there are tears running down her face stays emotionless, which is a symbol of resiliency. In the article, The Broken Column, published by kahlo.org, we are informed that Kahlo's painting depicts mostly the artist as entirely alone, surrounded by pain and torment of her own energies. The Broken Column is a depiction of how much pain and suffering she went through those months that she had to go through recovery due to her spinal surgery. Moving on to Henry Ford Hospital, Frida Kahlo sadly went through a lot of miscarriages, and she decided to show how she felt after her miscarriages through her paintings. According to Matilda Battersby article, The Art of Infidelity, she states that after Kahlo's first miscarriage, she began to work on a series of masterpieces which had no precedent in the history of art, paintings that exalted the feminine qualities of truth, reality, cruelty, and suffering. Henry Ford Hospital depicts her laying on a hospital bed, drenched in blood, attached to umbilical cords. The umbilical cord is attached to a male fetus, which was the fetus that she sadly lost. This painting is very graphic, and it's known to be one of the most graphic paintings that she has ever painted due to how much pain we can see from the painting. Moving on to the Two Fridas, Frida Kahlo went through a huge divorce with Diego Rivera, and she decided to paint this painting during the whole process of it all. In the painting, we can see that Frida is going through a lot of suffering, and there are two Fridas sitting right next to each other with their hearts open, which are a symbol of Diego Rivera's pain, the pain that he caused on Frida Kahlo. In the article Kahlo, The Two Fridas by Doris Bravo, she states, through the painting was meant to celebrate the birth of their union. Their tentative grasp seems to reflect Kahlo's misgivings about her husband's fidelity. Diego Rivera was known to be a cheater throughout his whole life, which was why Frida Kahlo and him decided to get a divorce, and then they decided to get back together. So she painted this painting around the time she got a divorce from Diego, and then they got back together. So it's just a painting that exposes how she felt during that time. As a whole, Frida Kahlo went through a lot of suffering and pain throughout her life. As I have stated before, she was able to show us a little bit of her world through her paintings, and a little bit of what she was going through, which is what made her such a well-known artist. Apart from that, she focused on self-portraits, which also made her a well-known artist. Thank you.